So welcome to the two people in the chat so far. Uh, it is 4:09 a.m. So I really wasn't expecting really any to find anybody up. But I guess we are kind of in lockdown, so nobody's really doing anything. So I guess people don't really sleep normal hours anyway. Welcome, Nisha B, and whoever else is lurking in the bushes. Okay, so I do appreciate you guys sharing this time and space with me. I have a few pages of downloads written down at different times during different frames of thought, but I think that I can bring it all together. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all relevant. Okay, so I do hope that at the very least that I'm making sense. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not just gonna be sitting here jabbering and just saying things and making up things like and y'all know that would never happen. I'm joking, but I hear a lot of people doing that. Like, I don't know, for some reason it's like some people feel that like they just gotta go live even though you have nothing to talk about. And so even though you ain't got nothing to talk about, let me go live and just start making up shit. Okay. To try to sound interesting and have something to say. So I don't know. Maybe it's a money thing. Maybe it's about getting that Google check or whatever. My Google check ain't never about nothing anyway, so I don't even worry about it. Okay, but anyway, I wanted to start off talking about because we're talking about the New Earth initiation and how I was howling the other day, you know what I'm saying? And how when that happens, I actually feel as if I become a wolf. And I think, a lot about how much, significant the wolf is to the Native Americans, and so to my own ancestors, and how much they speak to me through symbolism and things that 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 are uniquely Native American. You know what I'm saying? And so it's because basically the reason why I'm talking about that is because you know our lineage, our bloodline, not only just like your your race, your culture, but even all the way back to your star family. Okay, if you are like from Sirius B, okay, all of this is stored within your DNA, okay? The memories, the gifts, the talents, the wisdom, the power that you have, okay, of past cultures, you know what I'm saying, of past civilizations, Atlantis, things such as this, places that we originate from, okay? Um, these upgrades that we seem to be receiving lately, or I call them memories, because it's nothing but memories, because like I said, to remember is to put back together, okay? And so you know what I'm saying, they all come out in divine timing when you begin to awaken and remember who you are and what you are actually capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? Once you've aligned with your higher self, once you're able to maintain a high vibration, and keep your vibration high, then all of those, stored aspects of your DNA that resonate with that higher frequency that you are keeping yourself on now, those begin to be activated. It's just like when I was talking about entering your pyramids, you know what I'm saying? When you're entering your pyramids, this is where you meet up with all the rest of the parts of yourself that resonate with that particular reality that you're entering into, okay? So basically, as you raise your vibration, the DNA that's lying dormant within you, okay, those aspects of your DNA that resonate with that particular frequency that you are rising to awaken, okay, and are able to be accessed, integrated, and worked with, okay? So they're basically added to your aura, they're added to the fullness of who and what you are, okay? So this is how the growth process progresses, and this is how it takes place, okay? So there are little plateaus that we reach, along the path, that keep us continually renewing ourselves and reinventing ourselves, adding new colors, if you will, to our auras, okay? And so as our own personal energy fields expand, okay, and become more refined, the gap between, the people who are sleepwalking and those of us who are awakened, is getting greater and greater, okay, to the point where you really can't even, have a conversation with a person. It's like you really can't be in the presence. It becomes unbearable to be in the presence of someone whose resonance, or whose frequency is so discordant with yours, okay? And it's just very acute and very easily noticed right now, okay? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So basically, it's like, as you are growing, as you are expanding, as you are becoming more refined, it's being harder and harder for you to be in the presence of people who are still sleeping or still plugged into the matrix, okay? So the personal challenge is to begin bringing, every aspect of your lifestyle into alignment with your new vibe, okay, and the new level, that you are on, your new level of wisdom, your new level of spirituality. So it's basically you're being challenged to act like you know what you know, okay? And so, basically appreciating the creation and trusting in this ascension process, embracing the process regardless of whatever else is going on around you. Like when we were at the Airbnb, I think it was last weekend, and we were having so much fun, and we were in our own little world, and we had created our own, little oasis, for the time that we were there. But then when we left, we drove through that little town that we were at, and it was like the whole town was like in the mentality of that the world is sick. I mean, there was not one person who was not wearing a mask. It was the weirdest thing ever. It felt like the Twilight Zone. And so, again, heaven and hell are a mentality, okay? And then there are several different, levels in between, okay? And so that little town that we drove through, after we left our little vacation, was one of those in between places, okay? So you know what I'm saying? The gap between people who are sleepwalking, and those of us who are waking is getting bigger and bigger, to the point where we will not be able to relate to those people. And so basically, your challenge again is to begin bringing every aspect of your lifestyle into alignment, with your new level of vibration, your new wisdom. Okay, so you may, again, there's going to be friends and family and people that drop and fall by the wayside, activities that you no longer want to do, but you will find yourself appreciating the creation more, trusting the process, while other people are running around in fear. Okay, and so you know what I'm saying, what is happening to our world right now. Some of us are aware of it and some people are not. So those people who are unaware are very, you know what I'm saying, they're having a whole nother experience from what we are having. Okay, welcome, Eye of the Tiger. Okay, and so yeah, I'm tripping that you guys are up, but I don't know why I would be tripping when we're up and everybody's like, it's a pandemic, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And so, that's a reality for most people. And so I guess, there's no reason to be sleeping at this moment. So, thank you for sharing this time and space. You know, but I hope that I'm making sense when I'm talking about us being people who are holding the light, those of us who are awake, having this innate trust in the divine process, that brings an element of the sacred into your own aura, as well as into your own life, even in the midst of these people who are running around in fear and actually believing that it's not safe to breathe the air. Okay, so regardless of what is going on around us, in spite of those that are unawakened, light workers need to be um releasing any last residue of ego dominance that you have had. Okay, which means the ego is devil energy, so that's fear, that's doubt, that is all of those low vibrating energies. The light workers, you need to be releasing all of the last residue of that as you can, as we are shifting. Okay, and you need to start finding ways to be also more loving and peaceful to those people who it is becoming harder and harder to be in their presence, because you're not going to be able to completely not be in their presence for a moment. Okay, so regardless of where these people are on their path, you know what I'm saying, while we're living our lives on our own terms, allow other people to also live their lives on their own terms. So basically, live and let live without trying to force your beliefs on other people. If that means developing a thicker skin, you know what I'm saying, it means finding ways of just becoming. Because for me, I've, I would say for like the last month, I've just become more of like the observer, where before I would be always in debates with people about, what's true, what's real, what is, what I'm saying, what is the deepest knowledge, what is whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily in a narcissistic way of wanting to be right, but just wanting to know that I have, you know what I'm saying, the most authentic information. And if I don't, then let me go and find it. Okay. And so it's not in a narcissistic way more than it is of me just being curious and wanting to actually have real wisdom, instead of, this knowledge that we pass around in 3D. Okay. And so regardless of where other people are on their path, you know what I'm saying? Allow those people to be where they are. Don't be getting into these debates. Live and let live, and just basically live your life on your own terms, okay? And so, we're all welcome, because we are always going to be on different parts of the path. Okay, your challenge is to create a joy-filled life for yourself. Okay, that reflects the things that you value the most. Okay, that you value the most about this creation. Okay, about the creator, about who you are, about your life, about your spirituality, about whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you love. Okay, and then other people will naturally become entrained to your higher vibe. Okay, as a natural shift that happens when when you desire to share your joy with other people and they are receiving of it. Okay, so this requires no effort at all on your part. Okay, so we basically showing you how to bring people along and magnetize people without doing the things that like religious people would do in 3D, as far as like trying to force your beliefs down other people's throats. Okay, that never works. But you can definitely entrain people to vibrate higher. Okay, as a natural shift that takes place again when you have a natural desire to share your joy, to share your bliss, and these people are naturally receiving of what you're sharing. Okay, so again, this requires no effort at all. Okay, in the higher realms, but it just happens organically. Okay, so we talk about the higher realms and we talk about the realms of light, but do we really know how to access these realms? You know what I'm saying? I believe that we've all accessed them, without effort, at times, and didn't really realize what was going on or whatever. But to have the knowledge of the fact that there is a literal stargate within your heart center, okay, that becomes accessible once you've cleared all the debris, once you've cleared your heart and throat chakra and basically your solar power center. You know what I'm saying? I realized the night when I was howling like a wolf. When I told the story, may have been my last video or one of my last two videos. I've talked about it a couple of times where I just felt all of this emotion that was churning up within myself, and it like turned into a ball of energy that formed itself into a wolf that first began to feel to me like I was crying, like I was getting ready to start crying. And it did begin as me crying, tears fell and all of that. But then the crying evolved into literally howling, okay, like a wolf. And I literally saw myself and felt myself as a wolf, okay. And so, you know what I'm saying? This is basically I didn't realize at the time what was happening, but my throat chakra was clearing itself, okay. And I realized that that basically I'm a conduit. I mean, I talk about it all the time, but it's like I said, a big difference in knowing the path and walking the path. But a conduit, like a stargate, becomes accessible once once you use, because remember I talked about how I began crying that turned into a howling, and then the howling became more of like a musical note or a tone, okay. And so now I'm beginning to understand more of what that tone what it is. It is a musical note. It is a musical tone. It's a harmonic. And I talked about it because I knew that something was happening deeper than what I understood at the moment, and that it was something that was going to start to unfold later. I even said that, at the time. So now it's beginning to unfold and I'm beginning to understand what's happening, because I was howling. It felt good. It was like a release, and it was something that I literally had no control over. It there was like a great force of emotion pushing out this howl, okay. And so now I understand that as me, because I am a conduit, broadcasting and receiving, you know what I'm saying, multi-dimensional downloads. Okay, so I'm basically receiving, because I know I receive downloads But I didn't realize that me when I was doing that howling and it turned into that tone. And like I said, I remember Michael making these same tones and even summoning an airship, or what y'all would call a UFO, even summoning one of those using these quote unquote tones. Okay. And so that was what was happening with me. My heart chakra first had to be cleared, my throat chakra had to be cleared, and that is what the howling, I guess that's what the howling was for. Okay, but it was basically so that I could become this clear conduit for broadcasting and receiving multidimensional information, okay, as downloads. Okay, a virtual conduit of energy exists within us. Okay, this is, I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about within all of us who are light workers, or star seeds, who are old souls, you know what I'm saying, whose heart chakra is properly functioning. You know what I'm saying, that energy within you can be expanded into a literal stargate. Okay, allowing you to travel, you know what I'm saying, and transmit information beyond dimensions, which is literally what was happening when I was howling. Okay. And so, yeah, it basically facilitates communication with you and your family of light, you and your star family. You know what I'm saying? Because remember when I talked about the night that I got initiated, we were actually out in the woods at the lake. And Michael never told me that everything that we were doing was a ceremony until the very end of it. And after he told me that, and it seemed like that everything suddenly became alive, including the wind, the air, the trees, even the stars. And I felt that the stars were proud of me. You know what I'm saying? I understand why now, because this is literally what we are made of. It's where we come from. We are originate from the stars. Okay, so the stars are our angels, they are our families. Okay, and so I literally felt them being proud of me going through this initiation, that Michael called it, or ceremony. Well, I call it initiation, he called it a ceremony. Okay, and so basically it facilitates this communication between you and your family. Okay, and I understand it makes complete sense now, because Michael, this is why Michael would do it when we would go out. Okay, whenever he would be teaching me, when we would go out to the lake, he would always sit on the beach and away from us for that amount of time, so that he could start to make these sounds, these tones, and you could feel the atmosphere change. You could feel the atmosphere um become, to me, the word I would use would be enchanted. Okay, it would be like magical, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand then that he was communicating with his star family, but it makes perfect sense, because one of the times that he was making sounds, and it was a different sound from the sounds that he normally makes, this pink, it looked like a pink diamond, literally. It was like this, this ship. It was a spaceship. Shit, what can I say? It came, okay, and I wasn't even scared of it, because of the way that he had already made the atmosphere feel, or whatever. It was like I almost kind of knew it was coming, or whatever. He summoned it. It was coming real slow, and it was so beautiful to look at. It wouldn't be something that you would be afraid of. Okay, it looks like this pink diamond that was like glowing from within, and it came towards us. Okay, and there's parts of it that I don't remember, but I literally do remember it coming. I remember it flying, like right over us. It was real low, and it went like behind us and behind the trees, and I felt like, because it was so low, that I felt like it even landed, but I just didn't get to see a lot of things. Okay, but again, that night, when the other Michael was playing the Tibetan bowls, I did leave my body, and a lot of other things happened that I don't remember. So I do feel that I interacted with whatever beings or whatever that ship came for. I do feel that I interacted with it, and I do feel that at some point I am going to remember it, but I don't remember anything. But I do feel very strongly that it landed. Okay, it had a lot to do with the quote unquote ceremony that took place on this particular night. But back to, my story. The other day I heard a very loud tone in my ear. Yes, because you're being activated. Eye of the tiger, that's what's happening. It's all because I knew it, and I knew it was about the tone. Okay, because I was holding that tone for a long time, and when I would see Michael do it, I was like, this is how I knew he wasn't like completely human, because humans don't inhale that much damn air. It's not even possible. And it is not possible to make some of those tones and sounds that was coming out of his body. Okay. And so, you know what I'm saying? But you are a virtual conduit of this energy. Okay. And so you're opening a literal stargate within yourself. And basically, because the journey is within the self. This is why we say we have the universe within us. Okay. So it allows us to travel and transmit information, in between dimensions. It facilitates communication with your star family, your families of light. It allows us to use our physical bodies as a means of literally bringing energy from the realms of light into the earth plane. Okay, so this is what it really truly means to be a light worker. Okay, and this power is accessed by your voice and your will. Okay, and like I said, I can testify to it because I mean, for one, I am a singer. I'm a spoken word poet. I do a lot of things with my voice. I've always known that I could speak things into being with my voice. I do a lot of magic using my voice. Okay. So I know that my voice has power, but I didn't know it was that powerful. There are things that we don't know. Okay. And so this is why your throat chakra, your heart, your solar plexus, basically your solar power center has to be cleared. Okay, because this is basically the center, the area, the stargate, where you're literally bringing heaven through this stargate, down to earth. Okay, via making these sounds, and also helping to, because as you make these sounds, you're also creating geometric structures. You're literally creating your Merkaba. Okay, which we'll go deeper into as I go further, but we'll also talk more about that in the secret group. Okay, well, not secret, but in our private group. So if you're not part of Oshun Ajay exclusive or Badass Witch exclusive, I suggest that you join. Okay, but basically, uh, the reason why your solar power center had to be cleared was so that you would be able to create these tones, or these harmonics, if you will, okay, that allow you to become multidimensional, okay, and that allow you to travel between dimensions. Okay, so I knew it. I knew it was something. I knew it had something to do with harmonics, because me being a singer, when I started howling, the force that was behind it, once it had gotten to this certain tone, I knew that I had to hold that tone for a while. Okay, I didn't know why. Okay, but like, I know that this is like how you activate the pyramids. Okay, even the pyramids at Giza. But this is how a lot of things are activated. It opened up, portals and stargates or whatever, using sound. Okay, I've seen it done. I mean, I literally saw Michael do it, but now I'm beginning to do it. Okay, this is how we broadcast and magnetize energy across dimensions. Okay, and so that which has harmonic resonance with you. Okay, so basically, this is how, because it makes perfect sense to me now. Like I said, you always have the experience first, and then you get the explanation. Because when Michael started making that sound, and it was a different sound than the one he normally makes, he sounded like a damn spaceship to me. I was like, he is not human. But I knew that he was. I didn't know he was summoning something, but I knew he was doing something. And when I saw the pink diamond coming, I knew he was summoning it. Like, I knew that sound that he was making was the reason why the spaceship was coming, okay? And it was not anything fearful. It was like, it was so beautiful. It was so magical. Peace, Elm City Live. And Eye of the Tiger. It was the most amazing thing that has ever happened in my life. I have not been the same since the things that Michael has shown me, okay, and the things that Michael taught me. I have not been the same since. So it was absolutely amazing. But basically, you know, these harmonics, okay, this howling, this is why wolves do it, okay? I literally became a wolf. It is part of my spirit. I am mostly Native American, okay? And so I literally have that wolf spirit, okay? Didn't realize what I was doing, but I knew that I had to do it at that particular time. And now I understand that it is the way that we broadcast and also magnetize energies across and between dimensions, okay, using harmonics, okay. And so you have to basically get yourself to a certain level of harmonics in order to connect with your other family of light, or whoever you calling out to, or whatever you know. Because for me, I feel like I be talking to the moon, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm howling literally at the moon, because it's always when the moon is full. But I know there's more to it to that, and that will also unfold, okay? But basically, these harmonics and this harmonic resonance, you magnetizing this energy from the universe using these harmonics, is literally what gives physical substance, okay, to the desires of your heart, to the things that you are holding in your imagination. These harmonics are what are literally bringing heaven down to earth, okay, through your physical body. You know what I'm saying? Which, like I said, in which there is a whole portal, a whole stargate, okay, in what we call your solar power center, beginning with the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Okay, so this is how we are creating the new earth. Okay, the howling that I was doing is called, quote unquote, toning. Okay, and I didn't realize that, okay, until today. Okay, so this is a process of basically you building your own Merkaba, which is a process of opening, a different, basically aligning yourself, with different alignment points in the earth. We're basically kind of like a wormhole. Your Merkaba is like your personal spaceship. Yes, I am speaking of Saint Michael. Okay, yes, I am. At the time, I didn't know that he was. I suspect that he was. I am speaking of Archangel Michael. Yes, I am. And so, but you know what I'm saying? So the Merkaba is the process of opening, you know what I'm saying, different grid alignment points, okay? And etheric energetic overlays, you know what I'm saying, with sound. It's basically using sound and like basically creating these sacred geometric structures, because when that pink diamond thing came that Michael had summoned, it was kind of shaped, it was a Merkaba. I mean, damn, when I think about it, that's what it was. It looks like, if you know what a Merkaba looks like, and if you don't know, you can always Google it, okay? It's MERKABA, okay? It was a light vehicle. That is what came. That's what I saw, because it was like a diamond. But if you really think about it, that's what it was. It was so beautiful. And I remember it being pink, okay? This very beautiful shade of pink. Okay. And so, but anyway, so this is how we're creating the new earth, you guys, with basically using these harmonics. So if any of you have felt the urge to make certain sounds or do certain things in your throat, you know what I'm saying, or humming or singing, whatever, this is called toning. It's the process of activating the Merkaba. It's the process of opening, different alignment points and different like I said, energetic overlays with sound, okay, and basically that around your own personal energetic aura, okay. And so now I understand why I was howling. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why am I howling? Okay, I knew that but it was all, it was comprised of emotion. Okay, so I feel like only a person whose heart center is functioning would be able to do it. So I still know that you must be empathic in nature to be able to do this work. Okay. So basically, what I was doing when I was howling was preparing to activate my own Merkaba. Okay. And I didn't even understand what was going on. I mean, but basically, the Merkaba allows you to initiate communication with higher realms, and also to even travel to those higher realms, to travel throughout dimensions. Okay. And so, I've seen it, I've been it, like I said, I'm tripping because I'm thinking about when I saw Michael summon the pink one, okay? And I never thought of it as a Merkaba until right now, because I'm talking about a Merkaba or a Merkaba, however you want to say it, okay? But when I saw the pink, because I told people it was a pink airship or a spaceship, and I really tell too many people but my brother and my cousin, okay? But they know that I told them, okay? But it came and it went right over us, and then it went on. It was like, and then I know that it landed like behind the trees on the other side where I couldn't see it. I just know it did, even though I couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that some other things happened too, because like I said, there were parts of the ceremony where I was literally out of my body, and so I don't know what happened. And when I came back in my body, I could tell that when I came back, I started laughing hysterically. Okay. But I also had tears on my face. Okay. So I knew that I had been crying too. I had been through all kinds of everything, and I knew that my brain was full of information that hadn't been there before. Okay. That was going to unfold over time. So it was, you know what I'm saying? It was like, some otherworldly type of, experience. But basically, now I understand me making that sound, because even when I went out to the park the next day and I was doing it again, because I thought Michael had left some residual energy in me or whatever, I didn't realize he had activated like my own grids. And that same day when the man in the truck rolled by or whatever with it was a man in this weird truck with a dog. They came by or whatever, and I knew they were sent for whatever, but I don't want to get into them. But anyway, that was what was happening then, but I didn't understand it, because I remember even then when I was doing it, I could see something in the trees. Like I could start to see, because had raised my vibration to a high enough vibration that I could start to see the light beings that was in the trees. It was really like the angels or whatever, like that was in the trees or whatever. It's hard to explain, but making that sound was taking me to another dimension, because I could see the angels in the trees. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I remembered that pink diamond too that I saw. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a weird experience that I know the more that I talk about it, the more that I'm going to remember, the more it's going to make sense. Because like I said, we have the experiences first, and then we get the explanation. But basically, your Merkaba helps you to communicate with other dimensions, and actually also to travel throughout dimensions. So if you've begun to already get downloads from other dimensions, then you're probably going to soon begin to shape and create your own Merkaba as well, if you haven't already done it. Okay. So basically, the great awakening is, it's a deeper awakening, and the rabbit hole is deeper than what we thought it was. Okay. Basically, understanding that the earth itself is full of secret agents, okay, emissaries of light, okay, from different stars and star systems, different angelic realms and realms of light, okay. And so as we awaken to who we are, then we are initiating the new earth through our own examples of, multidimensional living, okay, and becoming multidimensional, okay. And so whatever star family or lineage, it is that you are representing, you know what I'm saying? or you are the one, whatever star family that you come from, whatever your lineage is, you are the one who is basically representing your cosmic heritage in the new earth right now, the one that we're building right now. So you're serving a very important mission. So just to understand that like I said, the rabbit hole goes much deeper than we thought. Okay, so like I said, we are secret agents coming from all over the galaxy. When I was initiated by two Michaels who were, you know what I'm saying. I ain't even gonna go too deep into all of that, but all I'm going to say is that they showed me that the entire universe is alive, that it's a living being. And I did feel, that the stars were alive and that they were proud of me. So I know that, that the downloads that are coming right now are not no fictional. It's not fiction, honey. This is the truth is stranger than fiction. Okay. So there's a lot of us on earth that are not from here. Okay, let's just keep it like that. This is why we say, call one another star seeds or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But if we simply allow ourselves, because we see ourselves as the little self, as the quote unquote human, as the mortal, as the finite being, not really understanding that we are quote unquote superhuman. We're greater than that. And if we simply allow ourselves, to be changed organically by the higher vibrating energy that is flowing. Okay, because the energy is here now. This is why people going through all these different changes, and things are shifting. Okay, so let this higher vibrational flow. It's basically the flow of our own energy. Okay, the changes that are happening is due to our own energy. The changes that are happening in our lives are due to our own flow of our own energy being refined. The change is due to our faith, to our strength, to our passion for this creation. Okay, it's due to our endurance and our self-love through all of the bullshit that we have all gone through. You know what I'm saying? And so we are now being refined. We're being changed into something greater than what we were before. We all knew that this was a part of the process, and we're in it right now. Okay, so like I said, the divide between the people who are not going to wake up, those who are not going to unplug, and the people who are, is becoming greater and greater. And so if you're one of us, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you're starting to see things. See more, not hallucinations, but more of what is there. You're starting to become more of an observer of what is there. You're beginning to observe more of what has always been there, but what you have not always been aware of. Okay, and like I said, simply allow yourself to be organically changed by this higher vibrating energy that's flowing through you naturally. Okay, because again, it's the change that is happening to you. Going from being the caterpillar to the butterfly is due to your own faith and strength, your tenacity through everything that you've gone through. We cannot forget, you know what I'm saying, how most of us were shocked into this awakening. Okay, and yet we held on to our passion for life. Okay, we endured whatever the pain that we had to go through. We cultivated self-love. Okay, and as we walked through the valleys of the shadows of death, we held on to our centers. Okay, of power. Okay, and so all of the things that we were doing as we were walking through this valley of shadows of death. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of shadows in that shadow of death. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, um basically we were preparing ourselves for initiating the new earth through our own examples, okay, of multidimensional living, which means like we are on the front lines. We are the pioneers. We are the first ones, you guys, to be showing everybody else, you know what I'm saying, how we get down in the new earth. Okay, we don't allow what they saying on the news to control us. We don't allow other people's fears to control us, but we create our own heavens with our own energetic, you know what I'm saying, green prints that we decide to lay down. Okay. So basically, Spirit is saying, allow your own lifestyle to reflect what basically intuitively speaks to your soul. Okay. So like, like for me, suddenly, I it's not suddenly, because I've always, had certain things around. Like I had the butterflies around and I didn't even realize, wasn't connecting it at all to my dream about the time of change. But I have 110 gallons of water in my living room, 255 gallons of 255-gallon fish tanks. I have elephants around that represent, strength and compassion. The the combination of virtues that I just happen to to embody, the being strong, being soft and strong at the same damn time. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. I have a lot of things in my environment that represent my soul. Okay, and so basically what they are saying is that if anything is calling to you, over my bed, I do have a dream catcher. It's been there for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? I always burn sage. I burn sage every day. There's certain things that I have just always done because it's who I am. You know what I'm saying? In my lineage, in my bloodline, and it's coming through a lot of you all too, not only from, your earthly lineage, but from your star families. Okay. And so you are the one representing your lineage, and the things that you do, as far as like allowing the things that you inherently like, and allowing your lifestyle to reflect the things that intuitively speak to your soul, as far as the way that you decorate your house, the way that you're dressed, the way that you live. This is you representing your lineage. Okay. And this is what is going to shape your environment in the new earth. Okay. So the way you relate to the world, the way you care for your body and mind, what you do for your work, what you do for fun, what you do to relax, how much abundance you create, and how you create your abundance will all be a unique reflection, okay, of spirit flowing through you in a very unique and particular way. Okay. It will be a very unique reflection of spirit flowing through the part of self, or through the part of God that you call you. Okay. So basically, start is basically becoming more organically who you are, because I realized, during my awakening, I began to feel more, because I always been so proud of being black. Okay. And blacker than most. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? And I am black and I'm still black. You know what I'm saying? But I had to, because my Native American ancestors, I've always gone to them, you know what I'm saying? In the astral, they've always shown me things. They've always taught me things. A lot of my abilities and knowledge literally did come from my Native ancestors. And so I could no longer deny my Native ancestors. And I've noticed that the more that I am expanding into who I am, I am the tiger, so am I, babe. So you know what I'm saying? And I'm tripping, y'all, because my dryer just came on by itself, and it's 4:55 a.m. I don't know what all of that means, but my dryer just came on by itself, and it actually requires you to push a button to do that. Okay, so welcome to the room, ancestors. Okay, but anyway, you guys, your decor, the way you dress, the way you look, all the changes that are going to be organically taking place with you is, again, a unique reflection of spirit flowing through you. I know that there's a wolf within me. Okay. I know that, part of my spirit animal is an elephant. Okay. Again, representing, because for a lot of people, the elephant represents prosperity. And yeah, that's one of the things. Okay. Because the elephant is very compassionate. And so with compassion comes abundance. But for me, the elephant as my spirit animal represents, again, strength and compassion at the same time. So that, I'm able to be in this world. I'm able to be loving and have a kind heart, but I'm big enough and I'm strong enough that ain't nobody gonna try me, and because they or try to take my kindness for weakness, they see that I'm not weak. Okay. So you know what I'm saying? That's what the elephants are for me. You know what I'm saying? So, basically it's about surrounding yourself with the things that make you basically uniquely you. Okay. And so it's and it's going to be different. No two people are going to be the same. If you are a unique reflection of spirit coming through you, in a particular in your specific way. Okay. You being organically you, it's important that we remember, okay, and are aware of this procession of evolution, okay, that is currently taking place on the planet. Okay, the ascension that is taking place. It is of utmost importance that we don't forget that we are in the midst of a planetary ascension. Okay, because us holding our conscious awareness, empath, starseed, light worker, us holding the awareness in our consciousness of the fact that we are in the midst of a planetary ascension will open up the possibility for other people to also awaken and gain this understanding. Okay, so this is truly what it means to work the light. Okay, so again, light worker, the things that you discover, the things that you invent, the things that you bring down from the higher realms into this world. These are, the structures that we will see in the new earth. You are the conduit for some of these things. And so again, like I said, being of this earth, being in this earth, but not of it. Okay, as a star seed, it's very important because you have an effect, a very strong, powerful effect on the collective. Okay, and so it's very important that you don't forget that that the entire planet is in the midst of ascending. Okay, and so we have to hold our conscious awareness of that. Okay, that the planet is in a process of evolution. Okay, a process of evolution is happening to the entire planet. Okay, for us to always keep this in mind, so that when all the craziness is happening, we are not becoming part of the collective, becoming part of the fear, but we are also making it possible for other people to awaken. Okay, we're holding the light in order for them to also awaken to the understanding, of the fact that all of these things that are happening are simply symptoms of ascension. Okay, and so I'm gonna leave you guys with that for tonight. It's 4:59 um, a.m. by the way, and we were listening to Meditative Mind, of course, and this is 432 hertz plus 963 hertz, and this is the tone to activate your higher mind, raise your consciousness, and manifest miracles. Okay, so again, I of the Tiger, Elm City Live, and all whoever else joined me in the chat, whoever lurked in the bushes, and Miss Nisha B. Again, thank you all for sharing this time and space with me. I do hope that the information that came through was truly helpful. Until we meet again, my people, keep it classy, keep it clean. Do what you got to do to make shit happen, and relax, my people. Peace.